Yo, what's up? It's Kumbi. Today I'm gonna do. Is that a bike? That's pretty cool. I think you can hear. That's. No, it's not as cool as I thought. I saw it. It's not as cool as I thought it was. It's a delivery bike. But wait, just trying to get the angle right. Yeah, that's pretty good. So today we're doing a bit of a class, some advice for people who struggle a bit with confidence, right? Now, I personally also went through it before around grade nine. So, like, when I was going through puberty, I've always been like a bit of a shy person because even though I've been big, I haven't been the most like outspoken or confident person for no real reason that I can think of. But like, I've never really been a super confident person just like naturally. So, when I was it was after COVID, I think. It was after COVID because when I was around turning 16, so like grade 10, 2020, when the vid happened. I'll probably get flagged anyway, but who cares? When it happened and I'd planned for that year to be my year. I'm like, I'm turning 16. I'm like tall now because before I wasn't like I was taller than like people around my age, but like yo, I'm saying like a lot. I was taller than people around my age and kind of tall in general, but I didn't really feel tall. And then I got to 16 and I was like, damn, I'm actually really tall now. So I was like, it's time for me to be more social. It's time for me to start going to socials. It's time for me to start speaking to girls because I went to an all boys school. So in my mind, not even in my mind, there was just no interactions with girls outside of things that I didn't do. So outside of like choir, drama, all the cultural stuff. I just sneezed. But yeah, well, outside of all the cultural stuff, which I didn't do any of, there was no real interactions with girls in a school context. All of it would have to be independent, like, oh, you know, people from primary school. But the I moved primary schools in like grade seven. So like in grade six, I left my primary school and then I went to a new school in grade seven. So even though I made some friendships and stuff, it was only like for a year. So after when they all left, we all kind of split up. I didn't have any real. I had like a few strong like friendships, but like none of them were girls, right? I was still shy. So I was friends with some girls, but I don't know. I just didn't really keep in touch because at the time too, I wasn't really a user of my phone. So what can you do? So anyway, COVID happened. I had to delay my whole butterfly social butterfly leveling up session. And when I came back, 2021, I was determined to kind of fix it, right? I was like, I want to talk to girls. But I was also aware that if I'm going to talk to girls, I first need to fix my base problem of I can't talk to people, right? I decided I needed to treat this like a video game. Talking to girls was level, I don't know, level 15, right? Talking to girls, trying to talk to girls was level 15. I'm on level 0. I can't even talk to people, right? So, luckily for me, my dad's a pretty social person. So I had a good blueprint on where to start, right? So for you, I'm gonna give you the blueprints, the steps that I used, the progressions that I used. This is a bit of a fitness self improvement channel. So like fitness, you're gonna progressively overload your socializing, right? I haven't really seen a video on socializing that really properly goes into the steps and by someone who had to actively think about, because a lot of it is just people who are either naturally social. A lot of what I see is what emulation, which is actually a pretty good one. Just looking at someone that you want to be like in terms of how they carry themselves, someone you want to be like. and kind of, for me, I can't even tell you who it is. Some of it's probably a bit of Hamza, some of it's some actor that I watched in a movie, some character that I watched in a movie. I know a bit of it is, I don't even know. There's this guy. I forgot his name. It's like, it's not Austin Butler, but you'll probably know him. There's a lot of like reels about like how he looks at people, and I like how he looks at people. Where like he's like, why does he look at everyone like he's in love with them? And I like that because I don't know. I feel like it could make people feel like you're more engaged if you just look at them intently, right? Obviously not in a weird way, but like, keep eye contact and actually look at them when they're speaking to you and when you're speaking to them. So anyway, that's a bit ahead. So how you're gonna start when it comes to socializing is I want you to start super simple, right? I realized I couldn't start with conversations, right? I needed to learn how to talk to people. So step one is just to say hi. Hi or wave. I started with waving at complete strangers. When you're walking on the street, when you're walking in the mall, this is just practice. You wave at someone, they'll probably wave back or they'll look at you and nod. You wave, you nod, you just give greeting, right? Acknowledgement. Then, once you've gotten used to that and you've gotten comfortable just randomly giving people greetings, then you're gonna level up to actually saying hi. No, you're not trying to start a conversation. You're not trying to start it. Just be like, yo, what's up? Yo, hi, hi. Combine them. Give the hi and a wave, and the person will probably say, oh, hi, right? They'll be caught a bit off guard because no one does that, but they will greet you back. Oh, my mom's back. Cool, but they will greet you back because most people will. Then you're gonna start on a bit of a level up. Now, this one I got from my dad because he just does it because he's a very social person. So when he gets bored, he looks for socializing, which is pretty funny because you'll be chilling in a line and he'll be like, he'll get bored and he'll leave. He'll just leave you and you'll find him talking to someone, some random person that he just met, and they'll be talking about life. That's my dad. So I got this one from him. You want to just start speaking to random people, right? It doesn't have to be big conversations. Just stuff like start small. When you're paying for shit, right? When you're paying for stuff, just say hi to the cashier, and it could be something as simple as, "Oh, how you doing?" Right? It doesn't have to be a whole conversation because you'll just be like, "Oh, I'm doing okay," and then maybe there's something interesting happening. You just mention like, "Oh, fucking, I don't know, man, it's really hot today." Commenting on the weather is unironically a pretty like good strat when it comes to starting off social situations, just because everyone's aware of what's going on with the weather. So if on that particular day it's pretty cold or pretty hot, you can just mention it and they'll be like, yeah, man, it's actually really hot. Like today, it was baking here, okay? I I know it's hot when I feel my neck like sweating. I'm like, yo, everyone was cooking and it was an easy, I talked to some new people and it was an easy just opener of just like, man, it's hot today. And everyone's feeling it because you're all experiencing the heat, right? So talk with the cashiers, say hi to the security guard when you walk in. To build your social kind of level, it's very much like video games where you just kind of gotta and even weightlifting where it's just you gotta progressively overload, put on a bit more weight, make the conversation slightly longer. Once you're done with the cashier, it's not even done, you just add on. Once you're comfortable with the cashier, you can start talking to people in the line. So if you're waiting in the line, start talking to people, right? Like, I remember I knew that I'd leveled up a certain bit when I was in a mall, right? But it was during Christmas time. Was it Christmas or New Year's? I think it was Christmas, and I was buying a Christmas gift, and I was waiting in this line, and it was like a long line, because obviously. And then the guy in front of me, so I was wearing a t-shirt, I was wearing shorts, and I was wearing a cap, right? And the guy in front of me was wearing t-shirts, shorts, and a cap. And I looked, I'm like, damn, all of us guys are wearing t-shirts, shorts, and caps. So then I just said, man, but like, when you say something and it's kind of directed at a person, like you say it loud enough that someone can tell that it's not just an absent-minded comment. I don't know if you can tell, but sometimes when people are talking, I'll just explain. Sometimes when someone says something and they're not exactly addressing it to anyone in particular, but when they say it loud enough, it's kind of obvious that they want someone to engage with them, right? So me being like, oh, man, all of us guys dress the same. Me being like, yo, all of us guys dress the same. Two completely different things. Because one, I'm just kind of saying it to myself. Someone might comment if they're more confident in that sort of thing, but most people will just leave it and think it in their minds like, yeah, we do kind of dress the same. But if because I said it loudly enough and I like kind of emoted myself in like a engage me kind of way. He turned around, he looks, he's like, oh yeah, we actually all do, dress the same. And then you start a normal conversation. Because remember, you're not trying to get anything from this person. This is all practice. As much as this is practice for you to, start talking to girls, get numbers and stuff, and like have outside interactions, your practice doesn't need to really result in anything except for XP gain, right? So he was just like, oh yeah, we do all dress the same. Because I was right, we were all dressed the same. I was like, damn man, us guys are boring. He's like, yeah, hey. And then you ask normal questions. I was just like, yo, what gifts, who you getting gifts for? Then he just told me a story. I found out about the family's over and what's it called? The classic mother-in-law problems and all that stuff. I think I found out people will talk to if you're friendly. If you're friendly with people, they'll talk to you. And I could be giving you all these things of which would be useful. I won't lie. Some things are useful, like keep good eye contact. I don't think I was very much aware of that at the time, and I didn't really. I didn't keep bad eye contact, but like I could have been better, definitely, right? It's something that I did improve on, especially when you're talking to girls and stuff. It's nice to you know, kind of suss out the eye contact levels, but like, simple thing, just smile, bro. Like, you probably don't smile enough, and you really should, because when you want to talk to strangers and you want to be perceived positively, it's important that you yourself are exuding positive auras, positive gesture, right? So it's important when you're speaking to new people, just have a smile on your face, give laughs even when sometimes you just need to be like more susceptible. So yeah, you need to be more susceptible to humor and laughter than normal when you're talking to someone new. Because the worst possible thing that you can do to yourself is that you can kill the possible connection that you would have had by just not responding positively to any of their humor and making them feel bad. Because remember, what you want is to be someone who makes other people feel good to be speaking to you so that your interactions will be positive and will help you gain the confidence to continue making those interactions. So it's a simple thing. You just want to be more susceptible to laughter. Because sometimes a joke will be bad, right? But you gotta look, given I'm pretty easy to please, but that's on purpose, right? I'm easy to please because I look for shit that's funny, right? Someone will say something and they'll be laughing, right? And I might have not found it funny, but I'll laugh purely because I enjoy them laughing. I'm kind of like sucking off the, pause. I'm kind of siphoning off the positive aura, the positive energy that they're giving by laughing. And I'm enjoying that kind of atmosphere that's created by being more susceptible to someone else's happiness, right? So, what? Say hi to people, talk to people, you know, obviously. But, just start by saying hi, acknowledging people on the street, then move on to small talk in terms of in situations that you'll always be in regardless, right? Just adding a bit more conversation to situations that you're in regardless. Then be ready to then move on to talking to strangers in lines. And then I don't know what situation you're in. Me personally, I'm a student, right? And I'm at university. So there's lots of interactions, possible interactions with new people that are always open. Right? Now, even if you might not be a student like me and you might be someone older, there's 100% situations where you can actively seek out social interactions, right? So maybe it's just simply at work, right? Lots of people work in office buildings, go to the lunchroom idly, or maybe when you're already in the lunchroom or cafeteria or whatever, you make the effort to speak to someone new. Maybe there's a place that you always go to drink, to get coffee or like to eat or something. Make an effort to have an interaction. Maybe there's a bar you like going to. Make an effort to speak to the person next to you. You know, because most people are mostly open to social interactions, and the worst that you'll get is that the person doesn't want to talk to you. But then, who cares? They don't want to talk to you. That's fine. You wanted to talk to them, but they don't want to talk to you. Move on. There's someone that wants to talk. Maybe not to you, but if you make yourself someone who's available and a positive person to be around, they'll want to talk to you, right? So as you continue doing these things, you'll gain more confidence in terms of socially, and then one day you'll it won't even be you'll have the confidence. But once you're confident enough in talking to people, right, you want to mix it up sometimes. Talk to old ladies, talk to people that you're not even interested in terms of talking to women, right? People you're not even interested in, purely so that you can kind of get used to the hurdle of initiating a conversation with a stranger. Cold initiating a conversation with a stranger, right? How start giving out compliments when to things that you see, you know. If you see someone with cool pants, you don't even need like an actual interaction with them. Just say, "Yo, bro, nice pants," and they'll feel good. But ah, thanks, and then that's all. That's your interaction. But it's kind of helped you. It's helping you like push over the hurdle of initiating interactions with strangers. And once you've gotten to that point, then you can start approaching goals. Then you can worry about like, game and shit. But like just for general confidence, get get comfortable starting up conversations with strangers, right? Then when you can get to goals, then it's just like when you're talking to goals, it's basically all the normal social skills plus some more specialized shit. But a lot of it just comes down to the normal social skills that you've established, right? Because if you're only good at like romantic charisma, right? It's a very specialized area to be in, and it could come off as you being not a one trick pony, but like you want to be someone who has charisma in all areas rather than just being able to talk to girls. You want to be able to, you want to be someone who's viewed as generally confident, generally charismatic. Because remember, sometimes girls that like you are also watching you. That's the thing. It's not as simple as she only watches you when you're interacting with her. No, she watches you all the. If she likes you, she's watching you. Trust me. Trust me. If she likes you, she sees what you're doing. Right? Just like you watch a girl that you like, she watches you because she likes you. And I won't say you must do this because you want to impress the girl that likes you, but more you want yourself to be congruent, right? It's weird if you're only super charismatic with girls and then with other people you're just like not charismatic at all, right? You want to be congruent just because, one, obviously, it just makes you look better, but also it's just more helpful in general, like in general life, because sometimes a lot of problems can be fixed by just asking someone. There's a lot of things like if you're running to a hurdle, like let's just say you lost, right? Now I'm just back to general social skills, right? Let's just say you lost. You want to be able to confidently and comfortably ask someone for directions, or ask someone where you go to look for directions, right? You want that to be a thing that you feel comfortable doing. You want to be able to walk into a place and ask for something, something even simple shit. You want to be able to just go up, and join or interact with new social groups. Like sometimes you might just be by yourself and you get bored, right? Do you want to stand there bored, or do you want to use the social skills that you've cultivated from following the steps in this video to make a new friend group? And it might not even be a deep connection friend group, but it is a connection friend group. right? In a connection, you'd be surprised how far that can carry you, just someone being familiar with you. Because if you've hung out with someone once, and even if you've never hung out with them again, if they remembered you, right? Let's just say they would. So this happened a few times. I've interacted with someone because I was practicing being social, and then it would be like a random dude or something. I just like, I'm on a bus and he's next to me. So, I start talking with him instead of just putting on my headphones and being silent and looking around and looking at the fucking seat in front of me instead of looking at the person, looking past him out the window instead of looking at him. I started a conversation. We talked about where we're coming from because it was like an O-week thing. Talked about where we're coming from and stuff. And then now, when we got to where we were going, you imagine this guy has two attractive friends, and now he introduces me to them, right? He has two people that he knows that he introduces me to, and now when I'm interacting with them, it's not like a cold stranger interaction. It's, oh, friend of a friend interaction, right? The point that I'm trying to make is that not every social interaction that you have needs to be deep, but you'll always benefit from initiating the interaction in general, right? There's obviously some cases, but like those cases, it was probably obvious that you probably it was probably obvious if there's a negative outcome of a social interaction with a pretty light social interaction, then it was probably pretty obvious that you shouldn't have initiated it in the first place. But I'm talking about interacting with normal people, right? You'll never regret, you'll never regret always saying hi to the secretary or always having small talk with the secretary at your work. You'll never regret like saying what's called, giving a compliment to the groundskeeper or something. You'll never regret, telling the one guy that he has cool shoes. Because it's as simple as sometimes all your friends have gone home, right? You're still waiting for Uber prices to drop or something. And now you need to find new friends. You have two options: sit on your phone and scroll, or find new friends to kind of keep you busy until you can go. And look who you see. If not the guy that you complimented his shoes earlier, you go up to him like, "Oh, yo, what's up, bro?" He remembers you because it happened today. And then now you hang out with a whole new friend group, bro. So that's my step by step plus story and semi motivational hoo ha about building social confidence, building charisma.